The second reason why I don't believe in evolution is because I have no confidence in their dating methods. I believe their dating methods are inaccurate and unreliable. In this chart, we've shown their attempt to date the age of the Earth using 5 different methods. In the first method, they determined that the age of the Earth was 500 million years old. Second method, they determined the age of the Earth was 20 million to 100 million years old. And then in the third method, the same person, Lord Kelvin, using the laws of thermodynamics, changed his mind and decided that the age of the Earth was actually between 24 to 40 million years old. And then in the fourth method they determined that the age of the Earth was 1.64 billion years old. And likewise in the fifth method they determined that the age of the Earth was 4.5 billion years old. Now the evolutionist, he wants as much time as he can get because remember their idea is that anything is possible if given enough time. So of these 5, which would you guess that they like the most? Of course they like the fifth method because it gives them the widest window of opportunity for evolution to occur. But if you compare these calculations one to another, you get an idea of how inaccurate they are. If you compare number 1 to number 5, you see a variance of 900%. Compare number 2 to number 5, you get a variance of 4,500%. Number 3 compared to number 5, you get a 4,100% variance. And if you compare number 4 to number 5, you get a 274% variance. So let me ask you this. If you ordered a door for your car and it come in almost 3 times bigger than the door that was on your car, would that be acceptable to you? Would that be a close enough, tight enough tolerance for you to accept that door? Well, that's exactly what they're doing whenever they say that the age of the Earth has a variance of 2.74 times the calculation compared from 5 to 4. So these tolerances to me are these numbers to me are all over the place and represent having no accuracy whatsoever. Another method of showing how unreliable the dating methods are is the Kensington runestone. This stone was found in Minnesota in 1898, and it was interesting because it had Scandinavian writings on it that contained the date of 1362. So the question becomes, were these writings on the stone older than 1898? Because if they were actually aged to be 1898, then they were fabricated by the man that found the stone. So the question becomes, were they older than 1898? And then the question is was the stone genuinely created on 1362 as the date implied that was on the stone? So in 2001, a team of experts led by Barry Hansen determined that the date of the stone of 1362 was an accurate date. This determination caused turmoil because it precedes Christopher Columbus by more than 100 years. It was not what the general public nor what scientists wanted to hear. So scientists today continue to disagree on the date of the stone. Now, if they cannot agree on something that is less than 700 years old, how can they expect you and I to have any confidence in anything they say that's in the context of millions of years ago? Another example of their inability to determine the age or to date anything is the coelacanth fish. I know I'm mispronouncing it, but bear with me. So this fish was determined to have been extinct for 65 million years. It would have been bad enough if they had just said that the fish was extinct, but they didn't stop there. They said that the species of fish had actually been extinct, and they placed a date on that and determined that date that the fish had been extinct was 65 million years. Well, imagine their surprise when in 1938 they found one of these fish doing well and alive, and they are still alive today. So the question becomes then, how did they come up with this ridiculous number of the fish having been extinct for 65 million years? Another example of their inability, I believe, to date anything is in the summer of 2012 in the city of Dallas. Dallas, Texas, where I live close by, we experienced the highest number of West Nile infections and deaths that had ever been recorded. A year and even 3 or 4 years later, the experts still do not know why the infections by mosquitoes have increased so dramatically. Is it not strange that they cannot explain what is happening in the current time frame, but they can tell you with most assured confidence that the mosquitoes evolved from the housefly 200 million years ago? Well, I have a disconnect with that. I can't believe that if they can't tell me something in the current time frame, I have no confidence in what they tell me in millions of years, especially 200 millions of years.